traveling the state to bring you the important issues facing Mississippi. This is the Mississippi Hometown Network.
Thank you. Good afternoon. How y'all doing today? Well, before I get going, I want to first thank you. I want to say on behalf of myself and my family, I want to thank you for the literally thousands of cards and notes and prayers, most importantly, for me and my family with the passing of my dad just a couple of weeks ago. You know, we don't understand that, but here's what we know. We know that God is still good. He's still on his throne. And we know my daddy's in heaven, and we're going to see him again. So I appreciate your prayers, and thank you for that. And now I would like to let you know not what I'm going to do or what I hope to do, but what we've been doing as your Commissioner of Agriculture and Commerce for the great state of Mississippi. You know, agriculture is important to me personally. When I was a teenager, my dad and I went to our family farm out from Braxton, Mississippi. We cut the pulpwood on our land, and back then you could cut it and sell it, and cleared that land, and I started raising cows. And I made a decision at about 17 years of age to move back to the family farm, and been raising cows and pine trees ever since. And don't we have the pine trees in Mississippi? Thicker than the hair on a cat's back. Yeah. Well, I want to tell you, it's important to me personally. It's important to my family, my wife Leslie, and our 4 children, Joseph, Benjamin, Abigail, and Sarah. We made the decision a long time ago to raise our family on the farm, and we're doing that right now. It's important to Mississippi. Agriculture, and we don't take a second place to anybody, because agriculture has always been, is today, and will continue to be Mississippi's #1 industry. It is the largest part of our economy, and I think we've taken that for granted for a number of years. You know, 29% of the people who work in Mississippi are working in the agriculture-related industry or agribusiness. About 36,000 farms. We have one of those farms. And we have about $8 billion in economic impact in Mississippi from agriculture alone. We produce more food than we could ever eat in this state. And I tell folks as I travel around the country and around the world, if it's worth growing, we grow it in Mississippi, and we grow it better than anybody else. Y'all agree with that? We do. We got a lot to be proud of. Well, I want to tell you a few things we've been working on, and it's been such an honor to serve as your Republican Commissioner of Agriculture and Commerce for over a year now. In last July, we rolled out a brand new program, because as I traveled the state last year, visited all 82 counties, farmers in every county, and people all over this state now more than ever want to buy local food, locally sourced, fresh produce, fresh food. And so we launched the Genuine Mississippi program. You can go to our website, genuinems.com. I'm wearing a lapel pin, a brand that says Genuine Mississippi. I don't know about you, but I'm proud to be from Mississippi, and I want to put that brand on everything grown, raised, crafted, and made right here in our Magnolia State. We're doing that, and we're recruiting new members each and every day and promoting our members, because there's no greater investment we can make than investing here locally. One of our members, we just broke ground on a small farmer poultry processing plant, and that's going to be in Perry County, a great exciting development for Mississippi agriculture. I've been working on the international trade. It's a big priority of mine. I've traveled the world on your behalf, on behalf of the farmers of Mississippi, and on behalf of the agriculture industry of this state, and been to India. And I'm proud to report that, in fact, I've been to India 3 times. A lot of people don't realize India is the world's fastest growing country. India, in 3 years' time, will have more people than China. And I asked the agriculture secretary over there, what is your #1 problem in India? He looked at me and said, we do not have enough land to grow the food our people need to survive another generation. We're going to help them with that, and we shipped them the first Mississippi chicken just last year. Proud of that. Taiwan, Japan, key partners of ours, friends of ours, democratic, free countries that want to do business with Mississippi. Agriculture workforce. We do not have enough young people plugged in the pipeline to keep our agriculture industry going. We're working on that. I've been partnering with our community colleges, and we've started a new internship program at your Department of Agriculture and Commerce. I could go on and on, but I'll tell you about our ag theft program. We have our own law enforcement division, and just last week, Our guys recovered 29 calves valued at almost $20,000. They were stolen from a guy in Louisiana, but before the night was out, that fella hauled them back across the Mississippi River, brought them back to Mississippi, and he's in jail right now. We want to help you and your law enforcement. Yeah, you can clap for that. We want to help you and your law enforcement. We're a small agency, but we're effective. I want to thank you for allowing me to serve as your Commissioner of Agriculture and Commerce. Brought some Mississippi Market bulletins in the back in the foyer. Take some with you when you go. And with your support, with your help, 4 more years is what I'm asking for. I want to keep doing what we've been doing. And thank you for that opportunity. I'm Andy Gibson. I'm your Commissioner of Agriculture and Commerce, and I am genuine Mississippi. Thank y'all. God bless you. All right.
My name's Ricky Cole, and with your help, I'll be your next Commissioner of Agriculture and Commerce. I appreciate the opportunity to be up here on this podium where all of these lawyers with all of these jackets and neckties and what have you have been up here. But I got my sleeves rolled up and my boots on, and I'm ready to go to work. I even brought my hat, but Mama told me to take it off when I went indoors, so I took it off. People ask me why I wear suspenders. I'm working so hard and so much that I hadn't got time to waste pulling up my britches. And let me tell you why. Everything is not well with Mississippi agriculture. If you look at the 10-year period between 2007 and 2017, if you take out one crop, soybeans, that had a bumper period during that time, Mississippi income from agriculture has decreased almost 5% over that 10-year period. If we keep doing the same thing we've been doing, we're going to keep getting the same thing we've been getting. I propose a change, and this change is relevant to everyone in this room because the core job of your Commissioner of Agriculture and Commerce has to do with food. And I don't know about y'all, but I got a pretty close relationship with food. And in Mississippi, 90% of what we eat is produced somewhere else. Nearly $6 billion that we fold up, roll up, and send to California and Texas and Mexico and the People's Republic of China to the other parts of the world. So I want to talk to you about your municipality, and not outside money coming into your municipality, but to just stop the flow of money going out of your municipality. Take the population of your town and multiply it by $1,800 a year. That's how much money is flowing out of your town to some other state or some other country. We can change that. There's no reason that we could not produce most of what we eat here in Mississippi. How many of y'all remember years ago when we would go to a church supper or a repast for a funeral, and before we could eat, our mama or grandma or great-grandma would hold us back from the table, and they'd look at all the different dishes. You know what they were doing? They were picking out which one of the cooks you couldn't eat from. But now, we'll drive up to a window, hand a teenager our credit card, drive up to the next one to get a big old sack of something, and start digging in and eating it. We don't know where it come from, who cooked it, who prepared it, or what's in it. Hippocrates said, let your food be your medicine and let your medicine be your food. How many of y'all know about the positive effects of eating local honey for your allergies, etc.? The same thing is true about everything you take in. When you eat food that comes from Mexico, you just took your stomach to Tijuana. When you eat food that comes from China, you just took your stomach to Beijing. All around your municipalities, inside your towns and just outside your towns, there are people who are producing beef and pork and poultry and fruits and vegetables. And yet, if there's a store in your town, that store is selling stuff from the other side of the world. It doesn't have to be that way. In Pennsylvania, New England, Oregon, all over the country, local foods get pride of place in local retailers. I want to work with you. I'm not going to spend a lot of time in Jackson. wearing a big hat, riding a horse in the rodeo, cutting ribbons. I'm coming to see you. And we're going to work together to make food safe, local, and abundant in every part of our state. That's what I want to work on. I've been to other countries. I don't care too much about going to other countries. I want to work with the folks in Mississippi for a change. If you want to change, if you think we should focus more on producing here, and instead of going to the other side of the world to hunt somebody to invest in, let's invest in our neighbors and go back to our roots of neighbors feeding neighbors and neighbors spending money with neighbors. That's what I want to do. Now, I'm going to sit down. As much as I'd love to hear the dulcet tones of a Mississippi State cowbell, I'm going to sit down. But before I do, next time you eat, I want you to look at your plate and see if there's anything on that plate from Mississippi. If there isn't, call me. My phone number's on those cards that are being passed out. That's my personal cell. Call me. But as you sit down to that meal, I want to ask you to do one simple thing. I'll be on the ballot November the 5th. And between now and then, again, my name is Ricky Cole. And between now and then, all I ask is that you think of me at least 3 times a day. Thank you, and God bless you. There you go, son.